Well, hi, everybody. Thanks for joining today. Give me just a moment to share my screen with you. Wonderful. I believe all of you can see that now. And thank you, Cindy. We, again, appreciate everybody taking time out of your schedules to join the webinar today. Morgan Buttrell, Matt Nixon, and I look forward to spending the next hour with you to share powerful purchasing strategies available with Amazon Business, which really leads us to our first question. We'd like to know what is top of mind as you prepare for the 21-22 school year. So please take a moment to answer this first poll question with a free-form answer. Wonderful. I'll give everybody just one more minute to share your answers with us, and then I'll pass to my colleague, Matt Nixon. Okay, so thanks everybody. I'll now pass over to Matt for his next portion.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Crystal. Just wanted to take a moment to thank everyone for joining today's webinar. Amazon Business is innovating on behalf of its customers to meet challenges facing schools today. Crystal, Morgan, and I were very excited to share how Amazon Business is helping charter organizations discover the possibilities for powerful purchasing. So by the end of today's webinar, we will show you ways to turn procurement into a value driver by reducing costs, increasing cash flow, and meeting operations objectives, all while navigating today's changing environment. But before we dive into that, we just wanted to call out that and acknowledge that our charter customers are leaders. Our charter customers are very forward-thinking and entrepreneurial, thinking beyond just supplies and embracing the evolution of procurement operations. Listening to customers like you, we've learned and adapted to meet your evolving procurement needs. And we wanted to share a quote from Vincent Moorhead with Success Academies, saying, with Amazon Business, Success Academy has been able to simplify the purchasing process and improve efficiencies while also identifying cost savings. So Amazon Business is a purchasing solution to help your organization move forward. And here's some ways that we're helping our customers do that. First, simplify buying. Amazon Business is a user-friendly buying experience that makes finding and purchasing supplies easy. And that means less time on procurement and more time on advancing the learning mission. Get more in one place. Our customers are able to find millions of products that are education relevant, such as books, office supplies, maintenance, and janitorial. Grow on your terms. Whatever your needs are, Amazon Business is a solution that fits for any size organization at any stage. We work with freestanding charter schools to some of the largest CMOs and EMOs. Some of our customers are using Amazon Business today as more of a tail spend solution, while other customers have adopted AB for their category spend. And finally, evolve boldly. Amazon Business is innovating new solutions to help customers meet their procurement challenges. And many of the solutions that we develop come from our customer feedback. So we always want to hear from you on how we can improve. With that, I believe we'll be turning it over to my colleague, Morgan Buttrell.
I am going to troubleshoot here for just one moment, everybody, so we get the screen share working correctly. Bear with us.
All right, and thank you. And I am working to find my controls disappeared here. All right, so while Crystal is getting that ready to go, one of the things that I would love to spend some time on is that first learning outcome, of course, which is how to reduce cost, increase cash flow, and meet operational objectives. And so when we look at reducing cost, how we can deliver value back to your organizations and your charter schools is lowering the internal cost of purchasing. What we can do with increasing cash flow is making sure that that dollar that you get goes further. And essentially, we know that for every dollar a traditional public school gets, charter schools get 67 cents. So our goal is to make sure that we can stretch those dollars for you. And then also when it comes to operational objectives, we've got configuration resources and features that can help drive some more savings back to your organizations. So let's take a look at about reducing costs. So when we look at how you can drive savings back to your organizations, it's really how you go about shopping across all of your suppliers and not just Amazon Business. So one of the benefits that we provide is our integrations with e-procurement or procurement systems or e-procurement systems. So it's something you should think about when not only shopping with Amazon, but all of your suppliers. And what they are is simply applications that automate the procurement process. And these systems will help schools manage and control purchasing. And so they typically handle things like certain approval workflows. So if you have a teacher placing a requisition for supplies for, say, STEM kits, that it goes to an operations manager reviews, can approve the purchase. And then if you want to add another layer of complexity going up to a principal or within your central office, you have the ability to do that as well. And so these procurement systems not only manage approvals, but you can also attribute the purchases faster in terms of reconciliation when it comes to aligning those against your budgets, cost centers, and ultimately they should be able to provide the reporting back to you so you know where your school funds are being spent down to the line item detail. So when you're looking at lowering the cost of purchasing in general, an e-procurement system or a procurement system itself also helps increase the efficiency and cost savings when you're looking at the internal cost of purchasing. So one thing just to call out that's not listed on here, but typically we see schools utilizing PowerSchool as well. And we do integrate, and they have a procurement module available. So it's something, if you are using PowerSchool for other functions, something worthwhile to take a look at it about the procurement module. Now, what happens is when if you're using a procurement system, those individuals, those shoppers, go through what's called a punch-out experience. So they click on a tile that takes them over to Amazon Business. And the key benefit is the fact that the price and inventory, when you go through the checkout experience, when you go to complete the transaction, we utilize what's called enhanced checkout. So what it does is it allows you to, if you've shopped on Amazon itself and you've put items in your cart, probably notice if you leave those items in your cart long enough, the price may change, more often not, hopefully going down, or that item becomes out of stock. So when you use a procurement system, or if you are just shopping on Amazon Business itself and you have approvals configured, what happens is when you click that Submit Order for Approval button, we place a lock on that inventory and pricing in for 7 days. So as long as the PO then is pushed back from the e-procurement system over to us, within that 7 days, we release the order and the order goes to fulfillment. However, if the PO is not received within 7 days, or we can still process that order against order safeguards that you can configure, but this will also, this runs the risk of creating line item rejections because of the fluctuations in price and quantity as well. Now, let's go ahead and bounce to our next slide, which talks about right now if the resources aren't available to integrate a new e-procurement system, or maybe that's on your operational plan for the next 3 to 5 years. What's something that's a low lift that provides a maximum value back to your organization? And so one of the things that we can do for you is explore our single sign-on technology. It's mainly like if you've ever used Facebook or Gmail, your account's there to then use those credentials to log into other websites. We can do the same thing. So most times we find that our charter school customers use G Suite or Gmail for their students and their faculty and staff. And so we integrate very well with them. And so what this does is it provides you a centralized, simple, and secure way to access Amazon Business. Customers can access Amazon Business with their existing school credentials, which reduces the user onboard friction and then provides a seamless purchasing experience for your schools and your users on the account. This centralizes the authentication process and reduces your overhead of managing user access. You know, oftentimes I always like to say one of the best things about working in education is the mission and the value of what, especially you all in the charter school space, are doing, providing school choice for oftentimes disenfranchised kids. And you would think that your teammates have that same noble cause as well, but we also live in a pragmatic world and a realistic world as well, where you give somebody an inch, they can take a mile. So when you activate single sign-on technology, it's easy to bring any new user onto the account through a click, but let's just say an individual leaves an organization in less than stellar circumstances. Once they are removed from your system, they are automatically have their access removed from Amazon Business as well. And so this really allows you to spend more time on other operational objectives that you have instead of managing an Amazon Business account, which I'm sure you all have plenty of things to do. So the thing is that organizations that have invested in an SSO solution already typically find that they can increase productivity because they're reducing the amount of time that employees are having to track login credentials. It helps you drive adoption of your preferred applications and reduces the help desk time that your IT may have about where to go to reset passwords, which we know are about 20 to 50% of a help desk time. So one of the benefits between both of these platforms that we're recommending here to look at is the ability, when it comes in relation with Amazon Business, is the integration with Amazon Smile. Now, I'm sure a majority of you already have one, if not many, probably Amazon Smile accounts out there. And oftentimes, one of the things that we hear from our customers is, in a request, what other organizations or other companies provide is a rebate program, and we're not there yet. But we do have a short-term solution, which is Amazon Smile. So we can integrate with both of these systems here. So that way you can ensure that your users, anybody that is shopping on the account, is directed to Smile, that they select your organization, and then you get to see that 0.5% on Smile eligible purchases come back to your organization. We are working with one charter school network in the Northeast that would have seen about, with this solution, we'll see about $6,000 to $7,000 generated to their Amazon Smile. Now, since we've talked about kind of the lowering, reducing cost, let's talk about opportunities to increase the cash flow. So if we can jump to the next slide. And so one of the things that we provide to our customers at no cost is a product analysis. And so essentially, it's a line item evaluation of what you're buying outside of Amazon. And then we can run that against our marketplace to see where we can increase cash flow by lowering the cost of purchasing of the items that you're buying themselves. We tend to do very well in office and classroom supplies, computers, and then BIS, so business, industrial, scientific supplies. So really all we need is your data in terms of what you're purchasing and the quantities. So about 12 months worth of data, and then we'll be able to provide that back to you. Now, one thing to call out is we don't just do this with other suppliers. We will also do that if you're currently using Amazon Business right now. We will run what's called an Amazon spend optimization exercise, where all you need to do is export your orders history of the past 12 months, send it to your customer advisor, and we will run that for you. So I recently did this with a charter network and who have spent about $52,000 in the past 12 months. We ran this exercise and we found that there was $18,000 worth of opportunities and savings by just switching to another product. So let's talk about what this process looks like. If we go to the next slide here. And so basically again, you give us the data, and then we do a few, the way that we look at it is a few different ways. First, we do like within a product analysis, a one-to-one match. So looking the exact item you bought at another or from another vendor, do we have it on Amazon Business? Can we generate savings? If not, we look at it maybe as a similar. So maybe something even in different quantities. You're used to buying in quantities of 50. We recommend buying in quantities of 500 to provide savings. If not, the third kind of tier that we look at is, I always like to use the coffee cup example in your break rooms. So those disposable coffee cups, if you're purchasing a name brand, what if we switch to an off brand to generate savings as well? So these are three, the product analysis is a great way, and the Amazon spend optimization exercise for our current people shopping. Or let's just say, hey, Morgan, we don't have all of that data because we've been using credit cards. We actually can run a supplier analysis based on your, if you can export your credit card transactions and from your card program, your credit card program lead. And we can use that to also show how we can consolidate vendors and drive additional savings and reducing your cost that way. So let's jump into how we can help meet some of your operational objectives. So if we can, man, Cindy, you were on top of it, thank you. So we know a lot of the money that, we know recently the federal government has made monies available to charter schools through programs like the CARES Act. However, you need to feel confident in using those dollars on Amazon Business. And so we have 4 features that help you with that. First up is the big one, of course, is tax exemption. So you have the ability to centralize the use of your tax exempt certificate into one business account. You upload it once, and if you're tax exempt in several different states, you can add those additional states as well. And then we have even configured some policies that you have access to prevent and restrict your shoppers from buying from sellers on our marketplace that are not participating in our tax exempt program. We make sure that we provide to you highly vetted suppliers. We continually assess the sellers on our marketplace to make sure that they're acting in good faith. And then we also can help you with state and federal procurement guidelines, for instance, the CARES Act. We have cooperative contracts that we make available to you at no cost. You have the ability to turn on a related offers report in your business analytics. So if you buy a computer mouse, and we can provide up to 3 other offers of that same mouse in your reports in case you are audited. And then what we can also do is enable some buying policies that are aligned with the US SAM Gov list as well to make sure that you're restricting the ability to purchase from debarred sellers. Matt's going to speak more about local and diverse suppliers. So as you're using those CARES Act money though, one of the other features we have for you is our budget management tool. And so you can essentially put together, budget management is a solution that allows charter schools to manage the spend across the organization by creating time-bound budgets at the Amazon business group level, department, school, or even individual level that you manage. So these, again, these budgets can be set individually. So for example, if you've got teachers that you give $150 each school year to purchase, you have the ability to set that on there and they purchase against it. And they can, they at the user level can track against that. Let's just say you do want to set up a budget to purchase against for CARES Act money. You can set that up at the account level, allow all of the users on the account to purchase against it. Or if you want to sideline it, maybe just for your operations group, because they're the one at the central office level that are managing all of the purchasing for masks, cleaning supplies. You have the ability to then track it at that level as well. So if we can go ahead and jump to the next slide, we'll show you an example here. So this is an example of a school that has set up classroom supplies for middle school teachers. And this is done even, if we could break it down a little bit, you can see it at the individual level. And so you, at the root level of the account, can see what you've allocated the budget for, how much is spent, and how much is remaining. Lastly, this solution was mainly built for schools. And so one of our beta customers we have a direct quote from them. If we can go to the next slide. And I think one of the things that the big call out here is if you're spending a lot of time doing reimbursements, maybe for classroom purchases, it might be a good idea to think about using a product like our budget management tool to help eliminate that and all that, making sure that the checks are cut correctly, making sure that you're collecting receipts. Then you have to archive the receipts. If the purchasing is done through one centralized place like Amazon Business, it really can drive a lot of savings back to the organization. So we do have a poll. We'd like to hear from you as we want to build better things and make sure that we're improving the things that we're building. What business solution is of interest to you that I've covered? All right. Budget management blanket PO. Excellent. And the product analysis by far. We'll make sure that we lightly touch these at the end of our Q&A session. And for now, I'd like to transition it back over to Matt.
Thank you, Morgan. That was all great information. So we are going to shift gears here a little bit, and we are going to talk about how Amazon is helping turn procurement into a value driver. So some of the solutions that I'm going to be talking about really helping customers save time, gain more control over employee spending, as well as drive additional savings. One of those tools that we offer to our customers is, if we could actually go back to the guided buying slide, perfect. So one of the solutions that we offer to our customers, and this comes along with a Business Prime membership, it's called guided buying. So guided buying helps turn procurement into easy to follow visual signposts for buyers, along with custom messaging that you can provide to your buyers. So really, it helps empower employees to make the right buying choices based on your organization's procurement preferences. So guided buying gives our customers more control over spending by being able to mark products or sellers as preferred. So what that looks like in the catalog, so when your buyers are searching within Amazon Business, we understand that we have a very wide selection of products. If you have identified certain products, maybe it be a stapler or folders that you prefer your buyers to purchase, you can mark those items in the catalog as preferred. So the search experience would virtually be the same for your buyers, but when you do mark a product as preferred, that item will show up at the very top of the search result, which will give your buyers the awareness that this is a product that we strongly encourage you to purchase. It doesn't mean that your buyers have to purchase that item. It's really just to give them that awareness. Now, with when they click into an item that is preferred, you can also include custom messaging so your buyer knows why that item has been marked as preferred. Guided buying also allows customers to be able to restrict certain product categories or even block certain products or sellers that employees should never buy, really just to help you guys reduce rogue spend in your organization. So if you have certain categories that you would not like your buyers to purchase within the Amazon account, you would be able to go in and restrict that category, as well as attach an approval policy. So where if one of your buyers did happen to put one of those items into a cart and try to purchase it, you can have a policy in place to where that cart needs to be reviewed before the item is actually ordered. A very popular initiative right now with our charter organizations is preferring credentialed sellers. So Amazon allows sellers to upload nationally recognized certifications, such as minority-owned businesses, veteran-owned, women-owned businesses, and more. We've been hearing from customers that they want more visibility and awareness as to the types of sellers that they're purchasing from. So many of our customers are preferring some of those sellers. Minority-owned businesses is very popular right now. So that way, when your buyers are shopping on Amazon, they'll be able to see those preferred items in the catalog. And then they'll know, along with the custom messaging that you provide, that this is a certain type of seller that we're looking to support this year with our Amazon spend. And with the Amazon Business Analytics, which comes with your Amazon Business account, you're actually able to report on that spending activity, and you'll be able to tell, know exactly how much of your spend went towards those sellers. So it's a great story to tell to school leadership, to students and families, that at the end of the year, this is how much of our Amazon spend went toward our preferred credentialed sellers. Morgan briefly touched on this earlier, but another feedback we get from customers is they also want to support businesses within their own state. So we launched a buy local program to also give our customers the ability to prefer items that are sold by businesses within their own state. And it doesn't have to be one. Customers can select more than one state that they would like to support those businesses within, which is very exciting. And so this is all a part of the guided buying feature that, again, comes along with the Business Prime membership. All right, another solution that our charter customers are leveraging today is Business Prime. So Business Prime, it was designed for Amazon Business customers, obviously to enjoy that fast, free, 2-day shipping on over 100 million Prime eligible items. So Business Prime really helps your team get what they need when they need it. Plus, you can save on your annual shipping costs with Amazon. But what a lot of our customers don't know is that Business Prime, it's not just a shipping benefit. There are many other solutions that come along with Business Prime that our charter customers are leveraging today. I'll talk a little bit about a few of those. One of them is called progressive discounts. So progressive discounts, it helps customers unlock lower prices and save money on the products your company is buying the most. So great incentive there. If you're purchasing a certain type of product throughout the year, you guys would have that added incentive to, hey, if we can continue to keep purchasing this product, we're going to see cost savings over time on that product. Another Prime benefit is consolidated shipping. So on eligible large orders, you can receive your item in the fewest amount of packages and deliveries. And you can also set up Amazon Day so that your eligible orders arrive the same day each week where it's available. Another great solution that comes with Business Prime is spend visibility, which gives our customers the ability to analyze their spending patterns for insights that can really help inform them in making budgeting decisions as well as buying policies. And then, as I mentioned earlier, guided buying, creating those policies to where you can prefer certain products, prefer sellers, and even restrict categories. could go to the next slide. All right, so these are the different tiers of Business Prime. So one thing I wanted to call out here on this slide is that one of the key differences between your traditional Prime membership compared to a Business Prime membership. The key difference is with your consumer membership, that is giving a Prime membership to one single user on a consumer Amazon account. With Business Prime activated, you open up those Prime benefits to all of your users on the Amazon account. So with Business Prime, we have different tiers based on your organization's needs. We have the Essentials plan, the Business Prime Small plan, Medium, and then the Public Sector plan. Now, it's a really exciting time right now to consider Prime if you don't currently have it on your business account, because we are offering a 50% off promotion for your first year for the small, medium, and public sector plans. And that promotion runs through July 31st of this year. Great opportunity to try Business Prime for at least 1 year at a reduced rate. And then your customer advisor at the end of your first year membership can help do some analyzing for you. We can actually tell you how much you did save on shipping by having your Prime membership. And we can help you make that decision going into year 2 on what tier is going to be best for you for your renewal, and if Business Prime continues to make sense to have on your business account. And finally, just wanted to mention that Business Prime is very easy to sign up on your own. So you don't need to contact Amazon, your customer advisor, customer support. You can sign up for Business Prime right through your business account. So any admin can go into the business account today and sign up for Business Prime. And for new customers, when you do sign up for Business Prime, you actually get a 30-day free trial. So that's also a great opportunity to at least do a 1-month test run on using Prime before your membership actually gets started. Right, we have another poll question here for you. So what business solution interests you the most? Preferring products, guided buying, or Business Prime? We'll give everybody here a few moments to answer that poll question.
I think we're on the wrong poll question. Let's put there we go.
There it is. All right, awesome. So it looks like we have a tie here with guided buying and Business Prime, as well as preferring products. So great to see that we really see value across the board. Right, and I think we're going to be kicking it over to Crystal.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks, everybody. So let's talk about how our features help meet today's challenges and changing environment. Next slide, please. Public sector customers can join the Omnia Partners Cooperative Contract or the PEPM Cooperative Contract. Omnia Partners Contract allows you to buy items on Amazon Business without the need of issuing your own request for proposal or RFP. For example, if you need to request 3 bids before making a buy, the purchase could be made compliantly through your Amazon Business account, and there's no cost to use this contract. PEPM is the only public sector agency to award a marketplace solution contract to Amazon Business as a result of a competitively solicited request for bid, or RFB. These cooperative contracts eliminate the need for your own solicitation process, so please do reach out to your customer advisor if you'd like to learn more. Next slide, please. So Amazon Business offers a line of credit that allows you to buy now and pay later for your Amazon Business purchases. If you can go back one, please. With Pay by Invoice, buyers in your organization will be able to make purchases against this line of credit that is issued by Amazon. And a detailed invoice will be generated for your purchases and you'll pay Amazon directly via ACH, wire, or check. Next slide, please. You can stay on top of all of your invoicing, including making payments and managing unapplied cash inside your business account. You can also search across the invoices, which are sortable by date, requisitioner, approver, invoice status, and more. The account administrator or group administrator can view and manage the invoices and account balances for your business account or group. And if you need additional users, such as your AP contact, to help view or manage these invoices, you can certainly add them as an administrator. Next slide, please. Customers will receive a single invoice for all items shipping in a 5-day period per purchase. We also have the ability to display custom order fields such as PO or GL. And we have a single-click download feature for customers to directly download their PDF invoices through the Your Invoices tab. Your invoices will also reflect a detailed breakdown of taxes at the line item level on that invoice to improve the customer experience for our tax-exempt customers. Next slide, please. And in terms of supporting invoicing optimization, you will also have the option to consolidate your invoices by time period as well as PO number or group. We have flexible credit options as well, so you can receive individual credit memos for each refund, which is our default, or now you can receive credit adjustments on that consolidated invoicing statement. Next slide, please. We all know that Amazon originally started in the print books category, and we still have great pricing on print books and options for ordering in bulk to save our buyers time. But I want to ensure that you are aware of our digital offerings because given our current climate, digital learning and reading is becoming more of a request. Recently, Morgan supported one of our charter customers with a unique ebook solution. The charter customer now allows their student body to access ebooks through a non-purchasing business account, single sign-on enabled. And the charter is able to push new ebooks to each student throughout the school year. We have a team called the Amazon Books team, and their sole job is to support our customers with their book strategies, whether it's print or digital. So please do let us know if you have interest in consulting your ebooks rep on best practices on how to maximize efficiencies and costs around ordering print and also transitioning to a digital reading environment. Before we wrap up and move to question and answers, if you can go to the poll question, please. Thank you. We'd like to know which of the solutions I just reviewed interests you most. So this will be our last poll question. We have cooperative contracts, pay by invoice, line of credit, and the ebook solution. Please take a few seconds to answer. Okay, pay by invoice seems to be in the lead, but pretty similar on all fronts. Wonderful, thank you all for answering. Let's go ahead to the next slide, please. So we know the role of our purchasing leaders, just like you, as a strategic business partner has solidified with a high expectation for your ability to unlock value across your organization. You assist your organization's daily needs by navigating through the evolving business environment with both exciting opportunities and rapid change. What we've learned is that the next several years will be a journey of digital transformation that is changing the way business is done at a fundamental level. Amazon Business is ready for every stage of your procurement journey so you can achieve on your own terms. Start with discovery or get started in all 4 areas. With a combined approach, you can consolidate tail, rogue spend, and shift a category all in the same rollout, thus enjoying all the benefits even faster. Next slide, please. we want to invite you to Reshape, which is our free inaugural Amazon Business Procurement event being held on March 18th. Reshape will provide insights and prospective guidance on how organizations can reshape buying for greater savings, time, and money. This event is featuring Amazon business leaders, cross-Amazon speakers from AWS and product sustainability, Gartner analysts, and procurement leaders from BP, Uber, Citi, and more. Please go to our registration site if you're interested at business.amazon.com/reshape. Today, we showed solutions to turn procurement into a value driver by reducing costs, increasing cash flow, meeting operational objectives, all while navigating today's changing environment. Next slide, please. By driving simplicity across the buying experience, we help our charter and teams work smarter and better, bring you to focus on what matters most. By bringing more together in a single store, you can access the most selection and tools that you need in one place. Matt Morgan and I sincerely thank you, as well as NAPCS, for taking time today to attend our webinar. Please reach out to your customer advisor, and if you don't know who that is, please reach out to the email above. Lastly, we want to mention before questions that we do have another webinar with NAPCS on March 10th. Please look out for that invitation. So let's get to answering some more questions.
I've got a few, Crystal, that I can jump right on. Actually, I've been into the chat or into the Q&A section. So one that I thought was really interesting is, I anticipate an increase in spend with Amazon Business. How can I ensure I have the right pay by invoice limit? I typed a response in, but Crystal, I'm gonna let you verbalize that for the group.
Yeah, thank you for the question. We really want to work with our charter schools and networks to ensure they have the right line for not only end of year spending, but if you're receiving federal funds and for any capacity, do let us know. As well as looking into the reopening next year, we are anticipating an increase of what might be returned safely to school items, as well as just normal items to outfit the school. So we're anticipating you might need a little bit more money to spend on a monthly basis. So please do reach out to us. We'll talk strategy and make sure that we work with our finance team to get the most appropriate line sized for you.
Crystal, can you please also comment on the baseline that every school qualifies for?
Yeah, for our charter customers, our finance team has recently told us that they are baselining at least $25,000 for our charter customers.
Excellent. All right, so I'm going to take this next question. We have one here. We are receiving some funding for technology and want to purchase a large quantity of Chromebooks. How can we accomplish this on Amazon Business? So I recently just worked with a charter network to secure about over 5,000 units, over 5,000 Chromebooks. And so essentially, if you have a large request like that, my recommendation is to reach out to your customer advisor. And if you're unsure who that is, use that email address that was on the last slide, and we can get you in contact with the right person. And so we can help you navigate that. We'll work with you on seeing what the specific model that you need. And then finding and trying to secure the inventory and the invoicing line to make that purchase happen. Now, I will just want to caution everyone in what we're hearing. What I've also been hearing from customers that I work with is manufacturers are severely behind in terms of making new units available. So my advice to you all is if you can be flexible around the make and model that you need, and making sure that it's more about the quantity that you need, not specific, maybe, a Lenovo 500E specific with an exact stylus. That kind of limits our ability to help you secure those units. And that's where we see a lot of success with our customers when they are able to be a little bit flexible in terms of the exact model that they need.
Thanks, Morgan. I do see, Matt, there is a question in the Zoom webinar chat from Ursula Johnson, and she is mentioning that she's a tax exempt status and wanted to know how to add that to her account. Do you want to take that one, Matt?
Sure. Great question, Ursula. So adding your tax exemption is very, very easy to get done through the account. If you happen to be in the account right now, you would just simply go to your business settings. And once you're in your business settings, you're going to see a section more near the middle of the page called certifications. And within that certification section of your business settings, you're going to see a tab that says tax exemption. All you'll need to do is just click on tax exemption. And from there, there's going to be some pretty straightforward prompts to walk you through that process for uploading your certification to the business account. Once it's uploaded to your business account, typically takes up to 24 hours, and then that it will be saved to your business account. And what's great about that is that you only have to do that one time, and it'll trickle down to any groups you have set up on your business account as well.
Thanks, Matt.
Excellent. And just, I think one caveat on that, Ursula, is just making sure you are on the Amazon business instead of Amazon.com. Well, that's just one thing, because I saw a note about Prime memberships in there. So just make sure you're on the business account to do that. Let's see here. So I'm going to let you take this one. My school purchases a lot on Amazon. How do we be more strategic?
Sure. Well, we reviewed quite a few ways to be a bit more strategic today. The first thing would be for us to make sure, if you're a Business Prime member, that we're surfacing some of the preferred items. We have a category spend evaluation tool, which is in your account details. It's going to surface the top 5 categories we are the most competitive in on Amazon Business. How we've determined this is taking some past product analysis from other vendors to surface these lists. So you can click into MRO, Jansan, IT, Office, and see all the items, quickly select all and prefer those to your buyers. That's going to basically direct your buyers as they shop to a custom messaging that you direct to say, hey, buy this for our organization. If they're looking for a stapler, we want to surface the most affordable. So you can stretch your budget at the end of this year and into the next. But as your customer advisors, we can definitely review additional ways so that you can become more strategic on Amazon. So we'd certainly love to connect with you.
Excellent. And I believe we have 5 till, correct?
Yes. And it looks like Morgan.
I've got a question from Kathleen that I was going to take, if that's all right.
Yes,
so Kathleen, you asked a great question here. So the question is, we already have a pay by invoice account in our program under the county. The county wants an account but cannot due to our account in place. How easy is it to add them as a separate buying unit with separate approvals, separate emails from billing? I've looked into this, but it's a little bit confusing. Kathleen, we're here for you first and foremost. So I always recommend connecting back with your customer advisor, and we can find out who that is for you. And so essentially what you have the ability to do is use our subgroup functions, our group functions within the business account. So you can segment your different purchasing for, say, for instance, if you have people that are purchasing through that group for the county, they are in their own group and they can only see what goes on in that own group. Then the ability, what you also have the ability to do with pay by invoice, and this is something I think we need to bring up, especially for if those of you, I know Rebecca, you are part of a group of 14 schools in Northern California. Sometimes it gets a little confusing of, okay, if we have all these schools purchasing through one business account, what do we do? Well, we have the ability within your invoicing with us, our pay by invoice, to set up group invoice templates. And so that way, each group has its own bill to. And so if we need to bill each specific school or each specific department separately, you can, and you have the ability to see everything all at once as well. All right. Then lastly, just real quick, we've got what rebate programs does Amazon Business offer? Right now, we do not offer rebate programs, but we do allow, and we can connect you into, make sure your Amazon Business account is connected with Amazon Smile, so you get that cash back. All right, and then Cindy, let us know, we do have time for one more question, so feel free to post it in the chat. Bueller. For those of you who remember Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
No takers.
All right, Cindy, we'll transition it back to you.
Great, thank you so much, Crystal, Matt, and Morgan for a great webinar. And thank you all for joining us today. We encourage you to stay in touch with us. You can visit us at our website, publiccharters.org/webinars, for more information on upcoming webinars, including our March 10th webinar with Amazon Business. Have a great afternoon, everyone.